With the recent Steam Workshop release for Mount & Play 2 Bannerlord, the first big total conversion mods finally start to migrate over. For players, this means downloading and installing mods is now super easy and convenient, a matter of only a few clicks. One mod that is already available on the Steam Workshop is Realms Forgotten, a total conversion fantasy mod that roughly resembles 1170 BC to 800 BC of our time. The mod is currently in beta, but it is fully playable with the latest Bannerlord game version, and most importantly, it runs relatively stable. The setting is Aeurth, a world with diverse cultures, wonders and great conflict. The mod has 6 playable main factions that have completely custom troop trees that replace more than 90% of the vanilla units. Firstly, the Elvians. Elves were the first inhabitants of the continent and guardians of the first tree. Once spread all over the continent, now all is left for them is the High Forests, the Elven realm, located at the center of the map. Elvian troops and armor pieces turned out really well, I think. They obviously are great at using bows. The female elite archers ride on werewolves and are incredibly powerful. The melee cavalry with their moose mounts also look pretty cool. Then we have the realm of men. Scattered over the continent to be able to survive, men still hold resentment against the Elvians, as they refused them refuge when they needed it most. The realm of men is split into the northern, southern and western realm. They are very good with lances and have the best melee cavalry in the game. Next are the Dreadlands, where the mist and darkness prevail. With the current lore that is in the game, it is unclear why these undead creatures have awoken from their slumber, where they came from, or what their motivation is. The background story that tells the events of the past is steadily being expanded, bit by bit. The Dreadland troops, under the lead of the Lord of the Death, consist of zombies, skeletons, monsters and the like. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this mod was that I want to raise an undead army and conquer the continent. It also would be neat to implement a different way for troop upkeep for this faction, other than paying them gold. Like, what do these creatures even need gold for? The city-states of Athas, once a flourishing land, now after long wars between sorcerers and their strife for power and immortality, a barren desert land, populated by tormented settlers, wild tribes and strange creatures. The land is divided in 6 kingdoms, aka city-states, that are under the rule of powerful sorcerer kings. In general, due to the war and other events, magic has become scarce in Aeurth, so I think the developers' plan is to keep magic spells and other superpowers somewhat within a limited scope. Something that is planned, however, are magical weapons and items that can be obtained via special workshops. Athians are known for their infantry and have the most powerful melee lancers in the game. Nazorians, once nomadic people, have evolved into a well-organized society and are one of the richest kingdoms on the continent. Located in the east, the culture's visual design is a mix between Middle East and Iberia, with a bit of Tolkien fantasy style on top of it. Visually, they are probably my favorite culture, and they are known for their strong cavalry. And lastly, the Elkur are the children of rain and grass and inhabit the steppes of the northwest. They are currently the only faction that mostly use vanilla armor. The Elkur excel at horse archery. Besides these playable main factions, there are also minor factions that support the lore structure. These minor factions are not just some generic copy-paste filler units, but rather well-designed troops, like the Beast Riders for example, that use powerful war rhinos. Or the Ayashin, an assassin faction that pledges their loyalty only for gold. Over time, more of these minor factions and characters will be added to the mod to further develop the story. The vanilla looters and bandits are being replaced by cannibals, zombie bandits, orc bandits, and mountain, forest and desert bandits. In general, I'm really impressed with the cultures and how they are presented. They are very distinct from each other, yet it is plausible that they exist during the same time period. Now, there are still some minor issues like asset clipping and a few bugs here and there, which is to some degree expected in a beta version. But in my opinion, the cultures and custom troop trees alone already make this mod worth a playthrough. Besides the troop trees, the second centerpiece of Realms Forgotten is the custom world map. Aeurth is larger than Calradia and also has a more pronounced terrain and a better separation of the different kingdoms. At the south, for example, you can see the realm of men ending with a mountain chain that cannot be easily trespassed, separating the desert from the north. Unlike the vanilla map, where there are almost no natural borders or landmarks. The mod will also introduce custom hideout scenes, like for example this zombie hideout. The plan is to make all hideout levels unique and eventually also customize other key scenes as well. Currently, all settlement and most clan leaders still have the vanilla names and banners. This, however, should be addressed in one of the next updates, and is one thing that I am looking forward to the most, as it will boost the immersion factor immensely. It's just, I can't take Garius serious anymore when he tells me that he will wipe me from the map. I recently had a talk with the developer of this mod, and he told me that most work was done by him alone, with some help from others only here and there. There are definitely plans to make something bigger out of this project, with more lore, a magic system, more scenes, weapons and troops. But if and when depends whether people can be found that are able and willing to help with the development. So, if you have some modding experience and want to help to expand this fantasy universe, then don't hesitate and reach out to them via the Realms Forgotten Discord server. The link to it is in the video description below. Alright, so how can you play this mod? Luckily, with mods that are on the Steam Workshop, the installation is super easy. You simply go to the Steam Workshop on the Community tab, sort by RF, which stands for Realms Forgotten, and download these 8 modules. You also need to download the mod called Harmony. Once you start the game now, you click on single player mods and make sure the load order is like the one you see here on screen. So Harmony on top and the Realms Forgotten mods below the default modules and in the right order. Installation is done and you're ready to begin your journey in Aeurth. Realms Forgotten is a really neat and promising fantasy overhaul in my opinion, that I thought is definitely worth showing here on this channel. I will keep a close eye on this project and eventually do a follow-up video once the mod is fully done. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this project in the comments below. Do you like fantasy mods, or do you rather prefer historical accurate content? If you enjoyed watching, then please leave a like and consider subscribing to this channel to not miss out on any future medieval slasher content. As always, thank you all for watching and see you soon.